Three, two, one. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome from break diving, kicking off 2025 with a bang. Super excited to have all of you guys here. We're going to be talking about how to plan your 2025. A lot of people have their Happy New Year adventures, and then January 1st comes, they sleep in, or they start to do what they think they wanted to do, and then before you know it, it is 2026. And I'm telling you from experience, 2025 is not going to result in any amazing accomplishments for you unless you actively plan it and you do what you need to do to make things successful. Sometimes the best way to get started with this is to really think about your 2024. What did you accomplish? I made a list on the breakdiving site, breakdiving.io, and what it said was, so in 2024, I got my YouTube channel monetized. That's my biggest accomplishment. I also made great progress in the breakdiving mobile app with Ishmael. I finally did a TEDx talk, 2 of them, in fact, which was a lifelong dream. In 2025, my goal is to double or triple my YouTube income. I released the breakdiving mobile app. The YouTube channel then is making money. The company is growing with many new and active members. I'll be making $70,000 plus a year, working hard to solve all issues related to helping my mom. I want to travel, or I'm going to travel to France, Switzerland, Shanghai, and New York City again. Also going to travel to India, Pakistan, Philippines, Australia, New Zealand, Nigeria, and Indonesia, or at least one of them. Now in December, just doing the month in review, and then talking about December and then January. In December, I made the most money ever on YouTube for 1 month, which is cool. I also made progress with the breakdiving mobile app and the web app updates. I submitted my application to join BNI, started working with new coaching clients. Now for January, I'm going to start the BNI meetings. I'm going to update the back end of breakdiving.io, finish coding the breakdiving mobile app, and focus more on improving my financial management, investment, and money-making skills. So that is my plan for January. And so what I want you guys to do is to really do the same thing, just like I did, is figure out what did you do in 2024 that was great? How can you amplify that in 2025? And if you don't make a list, you're making a huge mistake. One of the TEDx talks that I did was, you are the CEO of Me, Inc. You're the CEO of your own company. And how you doing, Raxit? You're the CEO of your own company, guys. And you really need to have a written business plan for that company. So many people just do Happy New Year, and oh yeah, I'm looking to be more happy this year. I'm looking to be really excited about improving my fitness or my finances. Blah 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 blah. That's a bunch of baloney. You have to create a written business plan. Every business, Microsoft, YouTube, the local pizzeria, you would hope. Well, we know that Microsoft and YouTube have a written business plan for 2025. Why don't we have a written business plan for ourselves for 2025? The answer is there is no excuse. If you want to make sure 2025 is better than 2024, Happy New Year, Jay. Great to see you. You have to create a plan, and you have to write it down. I just mentioned earlier, just saying, what are some of my goals for 2025 are to monetize this channel with 3,000 watch hours. It's to triple my YouTube income on my other channel. It is to release the breakdiving mobile app. It is to bring my income back up to $70,000 plus. Great. Now at least there are written goals down. And then the next step is, how do we actually make those things happen? We'll talk about it in a second. Happy New Year, Jay. What's up, Ford Bacon? What's up, Bub Sub Boy? Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks for joining the Breakdiving Happy New Year planning celebration, the Breakdiving powwow. My name is Monroe Mann. I'm the founder of Breakdiving. And if any of you want to ask questions about how to better plan your 2025, throw them into the chat. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep talking about what I do and what I'm recommending that you do. So let's say you've got the first step, guys, is to create an actual written list of the top 5, 10, 20 things that you want to accomplish in 2025. Next, and a lot of people do that and they think, and they stop, and they're like, awesome, I did it. I created a plan for 2025 and that's it. I put down what I'm going to accomplish. That means nothing unless you also write down a step-by-step plan for what you need to do for every single one of those goals. So I wrote, what's up, Frankie J? How are you? Thank you guys for subscribing, giving us watch time. We have 888 hours of watch time. We are working towards the 3,000 that we need to be monetized. Let's just say your goal is to, well, I have it, like to monetize this YouTube channel and be making money for breakdiving. That's the not-for-profit that this channel is all about. Breakdiving is this philosophy. Don't wait for opportunities to float to the surface. You need to dive in and make those big breaks yourself. What is a big break? It's an opportunity. It's your big moment to shine. So the plan is to monetize this YouTube channel in 2025 and make a lot of money for breakdiving through this. That's the goal, but that is not the plan. And that's what we all need to do, is make sure you create an actual plan. What's the plan for the monetization? Continue to do daily live streams every single day. Continue to do the study halls, continuing to encourage people to subscribe every day, asking people to like, asking people to refer their friends, making sure that I do a minimum of 10 hours of watch time per day. I mean, these are very tangible things that I can do that I know will lead to this channel being monetized within the next 2 to 6 months. You got to do the exact same thing for your 2025 New Year's resolutions. And I will tell you this, why do I say just 10 hours of watch time per day? Because it's very easy for me to do that. Literally, if I can keep 6 of you here for an hour and a half, that's 10 hours of watch time. If I do the breakdiving study hall and I just turn it on while I'm sleeping, every morning I wake up, there's more than 10 hours of watch time. It's something that's very doable. It's ambitious, but doable. This is a key about New Year's resolutions. Too many people say, okay, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym for 3 hours every day, starting January 1st. You're not going to go to the gym for 3 hours every day, starting January 1st. You're not going to be able to keep that up for the whole year. Now, first of all, Stickler, don't tell me what to do. I'm a professional YouTuber and I know how to run my channel. I get to the chat when I get to the chat. So, see, this is why I don't look at the chat, because it gets me off topic. And what I'm saying sometimes is more important than what's going on in the chat. Sometimes the chat's more important. Sometimes the message is more important. Too many people create these overly ambitious New Year's resolutions. And as a result, what happens is they get burned out. You do not want to get burned out by your New Year's resolution. It's better to say, I'm going to go to the gym 1 time per week for 30 minutes than it is to say, I'm going to go to the gym every day this year for 3 hours. If you miss 1 day, you feel horrible. What do I mean by this? You know all those apps where they have streaks? It's a great tool to help you to keep going. But when you miss a day, you feel horrible. Thankfully, a lot of these companies realize this, and they put streak rescues on most of the streaks. However, we sometimes are not as forgiving of ourselves as these apps forgive us. So if you say, on my New Year's resolution, I'm going to do 7 days a week, 3 hours a day at the gym, and you miss a day, the problem with that is sometimes you never go back. And that's what all these app companies realized is when they got the streaks and it got people motivated while their streaks were going strong. As soon as their streaks stopped, they quit the app. What's up, Lily? Nice to see you. Sabir, Frankie, great to see you. So this is what I'm telling you with New Year's resolutions. I want you to be ambitious, but you do not need to do Herculean tasks every single day. Even if you go to the gym one time for 30 minutes once a week, that's more physical exercise than probably most people do per week. And if you can keep up with that, then you can increase it. Okay, you know what? This is easy. I'm going to do twice a week for 30 minutes. The same thing happens with financial management and investing. So many people, I tell them, please just invest with $5 per month. And people say, oh, $5 a month, that's not going to make me rich. That's not going to help me out. How is that going to improve my life? It's going to improve your life by changing your habits, by changing your psychology. On my other channel, which I make money from, this is my super board. These are all the people who super chatted me or gifted memberships in December. Made something like $700 actually. And I think this is actually up to $710. So I made $710 last month. But look at these tiny amounts. $1.99, $2, $1.99. Some of them were bigger, $20 here, but $2.79 Canadian. That's like $1.50 American, 99 cents. Guess what? All those little amounts, $710. How does that apply to New Year's resolutions? Don't underestimate the multiplicative power of small amounts compounding over time. So if you just start, if you're bad with money and you don't invest, start with $5 per month. Get any of those apps. I'm talking about American apps, but wherever you are, I'm sure you've got some in your country. We have Acorns, Robinhood, Stockpile, Stash, Concrete, let's see, Arrived Homes, Masterworks. I mean, there are a ton of them. Just start with $5 per month. If you download Stash or Stockpile or E-Trade or any of these, just set it up to take $5 and every month you put it into the S&P 500. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? When you do that, you've just started investing. And again, you're thinking, well, this is not going to change anything. That's the point. You're not going to even realize that $5 a month is not in your bank account anymore. And after a few months, you're going to see that there's $15, probably more than that, because if you invest in the S&P 500, it usually goes up every month. You're going to go, wait a second. I've invested $15 and now it's $18 and I don't even miss that money in my stock market at my bank account. Aha, you've created a good positive habit for 2025 of I'm going to invest money every month. And now you say, you know what? I could totally do $5 every 2 weeks. So now you increase the amount that you are investing every month. That's exactly how I started. In 2016 is when I really started investing. And I started with the same thing, $5 a month. I invest now probably around $400 to $500 per month. That goes into investments, all different types now. And that's minimum. Because I've gotten to the point where, wow, I realize I am capable of that. But if I had started off the first month doing $500 a month, I probably would have given up immediately. So by the same token, whatever your New Year's resolutions are, you can say what your goal is for the year. I eventually want to be investing $500 per month. Don't start with that. Don't start with that. Start with the smaller amount that you can ramp up to. Don't start. Oh, if let's say you do want to be working, and here's the other thing: do you really want to go to the gym 7 days a week for 3 hours? What's the point of that? I know there are some gym rats. Their whole mission is bodybuilding, and so they spend time at the gym. But unless you're a professional bodybuilder and somebody who wants to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or The Rock, you don't need to go for 3 hours to the gym every single day. Most people want to go to the gym because they want to improve their fitness, they want to lose weight, they want to improve their muscular fitness. You can do that by going to the gym 3 times a week. Even 2 times a week, you can have some impressive gains. So again, it's not about the streak. It's about what do you want the end result to be. And so that's why when you're planning your 2025, you really got to look at the end of 2025 and say, what do you, like last night, all of you probably thought back about 2024 to some degree. Was it good? Was it bad? By and large, I didn't like 2024, but there were a number of really awesome accomplishments. I finally started making money from my YouTube channel. And now it's a part-time income. I'm making $300 to $600 a month. Not bad for doing something fun. I realized I know how to monetize YouTube channels, so I'm doing that for this channel now. So I'll be making money for the break diving company as well. And what else in 2024? I did 2 TEDx talks, which were 2 lifelong dreams. Those are my 3 big accomplishments for 2024. But I know that because I'm thinking back to my life, 2024. What did I accomplish? What didn't I accomplish? You want to think at the end of 2025, what do you want to have accomplished? For me, I want to be making $200 or more for the break diving company. That's this company from YouTube. For my own channel, I expect to be making $1,500 per month, minimum, by the end of 2025. I expect that I am making $70,000 per month minimum from all sources for everything that I'm doing in my life. I expect that my mom and I will buy another rental property and increase the passive income that is coming in from, I would say, quasi-passive income, because running a real estate company is not completely passive. You still have to manage the properties. I am studying very, very diligently. Let me see, where's the book? Oh, it's in my other room. Options trading. I'm pretty good at doing covered call option trading. I want to learn how to do credit spreads, and I want to do protected puts, because I've learned that you can make a considerable amount of money with not a lot of effort from doing option trading once you know how to do it. So here, those are just some examples of where I want to see my life at the end of 2025. This channel, right now we have got about 680 subscribers, I think. I'd like to see this channel by the end of 2025, 10,000 subscribers. And the breakdiving community, which is breakdiving.io, the link is in the description to this video, has 10,000 active members. You have to think, again, you are the CEO of Me Inc. You are a break diver. A break diver is somebody who does not wait for opportunities to float to the surface. A break diver is somebody who dives in to the cold and icy, shark-infested waters of resistance to create and make their own breaks in life. And that is what I want you guys to do. Be break divers in 2025. Don't hope, oh, I really hope that 2025 is going to be better than 2024. As I learned in the military, I'm an Iraq war veteran, Bronze Star nominee. Hope is not a strategy. If you're hoping that 2025 is better, good luck. If you're hoping that your finances improve in 2025, good luck. If you hope that you are able to have a more stress-free life and have more joy and more peace and satisfaction with your daily life. If your strategy is hope, you're an idiot. 2025 is going to be just the same as 2024, unless by some stroke of luck, boom. That's why I keep saying good luck, because you're going to need it. And I don't believe in luck. Or I believe, as maybe, I think it was it Thomas Jefferson or Benjamin Franklin? I find that the harder I work, the luckier I become. So guys, the harder you work, the more effort you put in this week to planning your 2025, the better. I want to show you something. Maybe it'll interest some of you. I wrote this book, Successful New Year, the 52-week inspirational planner that will change your life forever. And the whole thing is about week 7 of 52, figure out your why. And week 4 of 52, synergize everything. Week 3 of 52, get more specific. You don't have to buy this book, but I'm going to just show you how this is structured so you can kind of plan your life. Always, what are your last week's accomplishments? And what does that mean? Your last week's setbacks. How can you improve or use this? Okay, how has my situation changed? What must I continue to do from last week that's working? What do I need to do that will change? There's a motivational message. In this one, the message is get more specific with your dreams. And then the workbook has you to create your plan. Look at last week's list, create your plan for this week, then break it down into your top 10 tasks for this week. Why are they 5-minute tasks? Because if tasks take longer than 5 minutes, you're never going to start them because they scare you. Try to find an accountability partner for the week. Try to find somebody who is going to hold you accountable for the things that you said you're going to do. Here's the quotation for week 3. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else, said Yogi Berra, which is an amazing quotation and it's very appropriate. The name of this book is Successful New Year. Oh, by the way, this is the options book that I'm working, the 3 best option strategies for beginners. I'm working on reading the credit spread options, and I'm reading this one, Creating Superfans, because I'm hoping you guys will become not only Monroe Mann superfans, but breakdiving superfans as well. Why did I just show you that? Because planning is a weekly activity. That's why there are 52 weeks of planning in that workbook. 6 of you are still here and have been here for a while. Maybe you like what I'm saying. You're thinking, yeah, this guy's making a lot of sense. That's cool. That's a great idea. Let me try to create a plan for 2025. That's not going to work. You need to create a plan for 2025 this week. You need to make sure you break it down into tasks that you can do in 5 minutes. And then you need to reevaluate that strategy and that plan every single week. Pick a day every day. Sunday night, Monday morning. Okay, what did I get done this week? What do I need to change to get back on track to make sure that I stay close to my New Year's resolutions? Mark my words, guys. By the end of this year, this channel will be making money. This channel will be monetized. We're going to have more than 1,500 subscribers, maybe more. We'll be making $200 a month for my breakdiving not-for-profit from this. Why? Because I've got a great plan, and I'm going to work that plan every single day. Many of you who are fans of breakdiving already have noticed that I've been doing these study halls every single night, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon. It's the only thing that will keep this channel from getting monetized is if I die. Could that happen? Of course. Sadly, 2024 ended terribly for a lot of people. There were a lot of plane crashes. There were a lot of New Year's Eve horrors. I just read another one. I forget where it was, in New Orleans. Some guy on New Year's Eve ran his car into a crowd of people, killed about 10 people. Same thing happened on Christmas Day in Germany. Why am I telling you this? It's like, why is he talking about all this depressing stuff? Why? Because tomorrow could be the day that you die. Today could be the day that I die. It could happen. Hello, Jamie. I don't know why Jamie write OF. Hello, off to you. Of to you, Jamie. Yeah, good morning. Great to have you here. You don't know when your life is going to be over. I was talking on my channel, I was interviewing a friend of mine, Shannon Potts, who I was in Iraq with in 2005. And we were sharing what's the number one lessons you got from coming back from Iraq. And I gave a different answer when I was talking to him, but the biggest lesson I just was reminded about right now. Today could be the day that I die. Every day in Iraq, I was very cognizant of that fact. Every day in Iraq, I was thinking, today is the day that I could potentially die. And I didn't take any day for granted as a result. When I came back, I was very clear. And Shannon said when he came back and got back to the United States, to Fort Drum, he kissed the ground. And I can understand why he said that, because it was like, oh my gosh, the likelihood that I'm going to die today is just reduced dramatically. And the truth is, me sitting here in my apartment doing a live stream on YouTube, the likelihood of me dying today has decreased dramatically. I do skydiving a lot. I go maybe once every month or two. And on that day, I'm a lot more cognizant of the fact today could be the day that I die. It's a very safe sport. And honestly, I've had more close calls driving up and back on the highway than I have actually jumping out of the airplane. But the biggest lesson I got from Iraq is today could be the day that I die. And I want you to recognize that in 2025. These people on that airline that crashed in South Korea, they did not think that that was their last day. The people at the Christmas market or the Christmas fair in Germany did not think that that was their last day. The people at the New Year's celebration in New Orleans last night, they did not think that was the last day that they were going to be alive. Do not be arrogant and cocky and think that you are somehow invincible, that you somehow are going to live to be 100 years old. Your day could be today. Your day could be tomorrow. That shouldn't be depressing. I'm telling you this to try to inspire you to recognize you don't have forever to make your 2025 dreams come true and your New Year's resolutions. So, Jamie is blind. So she has to fix that in 2025. What's up, Big Kev? Long time no see. Long time no see. I know Jamie is working on her eBay business. She recently just started doing YouTube. I think she's just doing it as a hobby for now, but she wasn't even thinking of posting any videos until I inspired her to do that. She has a plan to clean out her home of her kids' stuff, and she smartly created a plan and said, hey kids, you've got until, let's just say, March 15th to get all of your stuff out of the house or I'm throwing it away. But she's being the good CEO of Jamie Inc. She's taken charge. She's created a plan. She's disseminated that plan to the people who are relevant. And she's expecting them to execute. And if they do not, she will execute on their behalf. Because she knows she does not have forever. I know there are some parents who will just keep their kids' stuff in their house forever because and then their house, they have no room. They got all these different rooms that are all taken up. Guys, Jamie could die this year. Big Kev could die this year. I could die this year. I'd like to accomplish as much as I can before that happens. And guess what? If I survive another year, huzzah, hooray, how wonderful. That would be great. And then I've got 2026 to do even more. This is why, my goals every year are very ambitious. But that's because I know that I'm unlikely to reach what I actually shoot for. But also, maybe this is the year that I meet my demise. At least give it a shot. I'm going to try to make, if you think about that way, if you knew you only had 1 year to live, what would you do? If I only had 1 year to live, I would be really I would say, everyone, guys, please let me get to 25,000 YouTube subscribers. Help me get to 1 million YouTube subscribers before I die. That would be such a great an accomplishment for me. I'm sure everybody would band together and try to help me to make that happen. Or I keep talking about I want to visit Australia, New Zealand, India, Pakistan, Nigeria. I want to go again to China, Paris, New York, Switzerland. Those first four are almost definitely going to happen this year. The others, it's a lot of countries and there's a lot of expense. But if you know you only have 1 year, I would just take all my savings and sell all my investments and off I go on my world tour. Why am I not spending all of my savings and investments doing a world tour? Because I have this idea in my head that I'm going to survive for more than a year. This is a great book. It's Die with Zero. I've talked about this on my live streams on this channel and on the Monroe Mann channel many times. It's a wonderful book because it's talking about what's the point of saving up all of this money for retirement. So you plan to retire at 55 or 65, whatever. What if you die at 49? I'm saving up for retirement. I've got an IRA. I've got investments, and I don't like spending them. Same thing with my savings. But as I'm talking, I'm being reminded, what if you're saving up for a rainy day that never comes? Now, I'm a financial planner, and I would never tell anybody to spend all their money and savings and investments because it's true. What if you're saving up for a rainy day that never comes? The other question is, what if your rainy day comes tomorrow? And that's why I like learning about the psychology of financial planning, because I think it's really the psychology of planning your life as a business. That's really life in a nutshell. Why save up all this money for retirement that will maybe never come, or a rainy day that may never come? But at the same time, why spend all your money today thinking that there is no tomorrow when you wake up and you go, oh gosh, tomorrow came, time to pay the piper. And that's what you're trying to do with 2025 when you're planning your year. You want to make 2025 the best year of your life, but not assuming that there's no 2026. I could make 2025 the best year of my life, but it would be a great expense. I could abandon my mom and travel around. Honestly, me traveling around the world without her and just knowing this year, that would actually make me feel pretty sad. So that would not be the best 2025. But I could not consider her as much and focus on myself. I could liquidate my savings and investments and just start traveling. And I would have an amazing 2025. But then 2026 comes and I go, oh my gosh, I neglected my family. I didn't make any money. I spent all of my money and now I got nothing. I'm broke in 2025. In 2026, that could be an absolute nightmare. So we have to really plan carefully. You want to be reckless, but prudent. Prudently reckless. I'm going to write that down. I like that. You need to be prudently reckless. Prudently reckless. Or you could say recklessly careful. Another thing that I tell you about, you should research first, then be impulsive. Too many people mess up their lives by being impulsive without doing research first, without thinking about it. I'm playing chess a lot lately. And I always wanted to get good at chess. And when I was younger, I was enrolled in a chess club at the local church. When I was in high school, I bought books on how to get better at chess. Literally, nothing got me good at chess. The other problem was I even had these chess computers, but this was back in the 80s, in the early 90s, and the chess computers back then were not great. It was just hard to use. It was not on a computer. It was on a physical chessboard that was kind of computerized. Now they have chess.com, and I registered for it about 4 years ago, but it was only in the last 6 months that I said, I am going to diligently do puzzles every day. So every day I do 25 chess puzzles. And I've done it for the last 6 months. And I'm playing at any given time around 6 or 7 chess games with other players at different skill levels. I do 3 lessons per week on chess.com. My chess playing is skyrocketing. I'm not telling you this to brag. I'm telling you this because I am learning so many lessons about playing the game of life through the lessons I'm learning about how to strategize in playing the game of chess. One of the best lessons that I am learning is when I was first playing, I made stupid moves because, and I would lose my queen almost in every game in the first five moves. And I'd always go, I would move the queen to something, or I wasn't paying attention, and I was moving too fast. And I would just not see that the other person was planning an attack. Or I didn't see that I was moving my queen into a place that I thought was great because I saw a direct line to the king or something, and then some rook just comes in and takes my queen and go, what? Where did that come from? I've learned my lessons now. Before I play any move, I look, where can every piece go? I look at the enemy's pieces and go, where can that queen go? Where can that rook go? And I go, is there any one of my pieces currently under attack? When I move my piece, before I move it, I go, once I move it, I picture what is every move that the opponent can make that could potentially affect that piece that I just moved. But more importantly, or just as importantly, I go, by moving this piece over here, what vulnerability do I leave in the empty space where that piece was? And maybe you can think about how this applies to life. This applies now to all of my investments. Before I so my mom and I have a real estate company together. There's a couple $100,000 in there. And I am being very, very careful about where do we invest that money next to help my mom. Because, I was prudent as an investor before, but more so even now, because I'm thinking about this chess. It's not only, okay, where are all the places that I can, well, let me go back, like the same analogy that I just gave you. Let me look at the opponent's pieces and where can they move? What are the opponent's pieces in a game of finance? Inflation, expenses, rent increases, tax increases, food increases, what's going on with Social Security. Those are all things that are taking money away for my investments, for my mom investments, whatever. then I'm thinking, okay, where are all the places that I can put this money? That's the equivalent of where can I move my piece? But the other question is, what other pieces can I move as well? So it's not just where do we put this couple $100,000. It's don't neglect where maybe there's maybe that money is, maybe the question is not where do we put that money. What's up, White Park? Long time no see. Happy New Year. The question is also where maybe we leave that money there and we move one of the other financial pieces on the financial chessboard. So I'm thinking, where are all the places we can move the money? But then again, remember I told you, it's not just about where do you move your queen. It's also what happens to the blank space when you move your queen. So I move my queen from here to here. Yes, you want to make sure you see all the things that can happen with your queen moved here. But what's going to happen by leaving that queen space blank? How you doing, Alex? Happy New Year to you too. So from a financial standpoint is, let's just say we buy another rental property with that money. It's not just, okay, now the money's in that rental property. It's, well, what happens now that that money is no longer in liquid cash in the bank? These are all lessons that you can learn from chess. So I guess I'm telling you, you should get a chess.com account, get the pro membership for like $40 a year, and start learning, because it'll help you dramatically with life. How does this apply to your 2025? You need to think about all of the enemy pieces that are at play in your life. What are the pieces that you have to play with? Too many people, and I do it too sometimes, I try to prevent myself from doing so. I look in regret and anger and bitterness at the past often. And why did I do that? Why didn't I make this decision? Or why did I make that stupid decision? Oh, God. That's the same equivalent of, crap, why did I move my queen there? Why did I lose the queen? You lost the queen. Forget about it. Your queen is gone. Your queen is gone. But only for now. Because even in chess, you can push a pawn forward and get it to the end of the board, and you can turn it into a queen again. But putting that aside, you simply need to forget about it. It's gone. So the equivalent, like for me, one of the things I talked about was this lake house up in Maine, which sold. In many ways, it was the right decision, but in so many ways, it's so painful, and I wish we didn't do it. And it's hard for me to think that we'll ever find any place like that again. And the truth is, oh, what's up? Hey, Mom, I'm doing a live stream. There's Dancer coming in. Hello, Dancer.
You had quite a night. I'll see you later.
Okay, cool. I'll see you in a little bit. Happy New Year. Well, okay, that's my mom's depression kicking in. Like mother, like son sometimes. So that house was gone. But it's the equivalent. If I am playing chess, I've learned, hey, yeah, thanks, Jamie, for saying hi to my mom and Dancer. In chess, I would get, this was earlier, I would get so focused on, oh my gosh, I lost my queen, that I would be so anxious about that I would become careless and make more mistakes moving forward and lose even more pieces and then lose the game completely. So by playing chess, I'm learning, if you make a blunder and you make a mistake, the worst thing you can do is focus on it, because you can still win the game without your queen. You can still lose I've seen games where it looks completely hopeless, and I was able to turn it around because I didn't give up. And I thought, let me just think more carefully. Let me try to find a solution to this. So like with this house in Maine, right now, I can't solve it. We lost the house in Maine. Just like when you lose the queen immediately, you can't immediately get back on top. It's going to take some strategy, some planning. Maybe you're going to have to work a little harder. Same thing. I don't know exactly how I can overcome selling the house in Maine and losing that. But it's not for me to worry about now. I need to focus on the situation that we are in. And guess what? Maybe I can get 2 pawns down to the end of the board and end up with 2 queens. So who knows? In the future, maybe I can become so successful that I get 2 lake houses. One in Como, Italy, maybe one in Switzerland, and maybe another one in Maine. Let's make it 3. But the point is, you're not going to get there, and I'm not going to get there if I'm constantly focused on what was lost. So I'm going to do a whole other live stream. I'm going to do a whole series of things about lessons from chess, because it is mind-blowing what I am learning. And the lesson I was talking about just getting started with this was slow down when you're making your decisions. We talked about be prudently reckless. Research first, then be impulsive. There was a guy that I was playing chess with the other day, and it's on a 3-day move. So every move, you have 3 days to make your move, then the other person has 3 days to make a move. And this game's been going on for about a week and a half. And it's getting close, and I think he saw that I was moving towards checkmate, and I think he was getting antsy because he's like, why is he prolonging my death, his death? And he wrote to me, it was the first message he wrote to me, because there's chat in the chess game. And he said to me, dude, you take absolutely forever. And I wrote back, I said, we're on a 3-day chess game, 3 days per move. I can take as long as I want, up to 3 days. And if I don't, then guess what? You win, because I had a timeout. What's up, Ankara? I remember you, of course. Happy New Year. And he wrote back and he said, yeah, but you're taking so long to make these decisions. And I wrote back, he goes, and I said, exactly. I've learned to take my time before I make any decisions. And I ended up winning the game. And it was the first checkmate that I'd gotten in a while. And I was so proud of myself. And I realized that why did I get the checkmate? I was very slow and methodical in making every single one of my decisions. That doesn't mean that victory was like analysis paralysis. You don't want to get stuck in just analyzing. But I was given 3 days to make every move, and I took my time, and I got checkmate. That's what 2025 needs to be for each of you. By the way, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, thank you for clicking like, double tap the screen. I want you to do research and think about all the things that you want to accomplish in life. Try to figure out how can you make as many of them come true in 2025. I'm a big believer in multitasking. I believe the human spirit is capable of far more than a lot of these books and psychology teach. And I have a PhD in psychology. I still believe that you can multitask your way to success. I do not believe all these books, all they're telling you is you need to focus on one thing and give up on every one of your dreams outside of that. I don't agree with that. You can't make every dream come true, but you can make a very good portion of them come true. It's not easy. I'll tell you that. I am struggling / working through a number of big decisions now, and it's hard because a lot of them are conflicting. I'm going on a police interview to be a police officer in a week. I am registered to run for election here in town in November for political office. You can't be a police officer and an elected official in Florida. So those two things are mutually exclusive. There's this federal job that I've been looking at that I've wanted to do for a while. I'm thinking about applying to it. But if I got that, it's a possibility they would have a problem with me being a YouTuber. I don't know. Certainly, if I got this, it's a job. I wouldn't be able to be an elected local leader. I could not be a police officer. I mean, they are all very mutually exclusive problems. And I'm also thinking, like, which is more important, like any of those three or YouTube? And not only this channel, but my original channel. The problems are not going to solve themselves. Every day I'm doing pros and cons list. I'm talking to ChatGPT. I'm asking friends. I'm asking family. I'm talking about it with you guys to try to figure out what can I do to make the best decisions in my chess game of life in 2025. I have a feeling you have less complicated career questions, but you may have more complicated questions in some other area of your life. Doesn't matter, and I'm not in competition, and if you have bigger problems than me, I don't want to say congratulations, but just know that you're not alone in trying to navigate and figure out what to do. What can we possibly do to get where we want to go in 2025? It blows my mind that people don't read books. And Jamie just said that she's been trying to get started in reading more in 2025 again. And Jamie, you better do it. Reading books is my way of solving my problems. No matter what problem I have, and if I'm reading a book, I will find something that will help push me in the right direction and help give me some guidance. Inside these people that write books generally are wise people who have been through something that you have not and will give you some guidance to help you get where you want to go. All of these books here, I've got the Bible. We were talking about essentialism the other day. We've got 10 times is easier than 2 times. I'm reading this retirement guide, calculus, travel bucket list, biology. And that's just there. I've got this pile over here. I've got those books up there. I've got books in the bathroom, books in the back room. Books are the window to wisdom. They are a window to wisdom. Jamie says, I feel like flipping my chessboard and sticking my little piece back in the drawer for 2025. What does that mean? You want to flip my chessboard? You want to turn it over and take your little piece back in the drawer? You're going to have to explain that, Jamie, or maybe somebody else can. It's a little unclear to me. Forgive me if I don't understand. I've always felt like, I think a lot of people walk around as living zombies, meaning they're dead inside, even though they're alive physically. And they're dead inside because of their depression, their sadness, their anxiety, their lack of hope, the fact that they've given up on their dreams, the fact that they have just accepted their fate in life. I know what all of those things feel like, and I think that's why I created break diving. It's why I'm a motivational guy. I want to remind each and every one of you, I don't care about any of that. You have to get over it. You have to move through it. You have to find a way through the depression, the anxiety, the self-doubt, the lack of self-esteem, because you're going to be here for a long time. Like I said, odds are you could die tomorrow. or today, but the odds are you're going to be here for many more years. You've got to work hard to figure out how to make it as great as possible. Jamie says, I'd like to quit the game and sit silent in the dark, which is more an analogy for mental and emotional paralyzation than depression. Jamie, they're linked. They're linked. A lot of time people have lack of again, it could also be learned helplessness. We talk about that a lot on my channel. And because, when do I feel the most depressed? When I'm lacking in hope. Why do I have no hope sometimes? Because I feel the pangs of learned helplessness and feel like there's no hope in moving forward because nothing's going to change. When do I not have depression and when do I feel great? When I'm doing something where I feel I have agency over controlling the results. And when I feel like this is going to lead to something fantastic. Yesterday, I got super excited reading the options book because I'm learning more about the credit spreads and the put options. And I'm thinking, I think I could potentially make some money with this and blah, 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 blah. And when I found the coder who I hired to help bring the break diving website a little fix some issues that I don't know how to do. That gave me hope for 2025 because by the end of the month, we're going to have all these things fixed. And you feel excited. So, Jamie, what's up, Yasmin? How are you? Happy New Year to you. So, Jamie, if you want to quit the game and sit silent in the dark, you say it's an analogy for mental and emotional paralysis. But that's the symptom. It's not the cause. You have to think, why do you have mental and emotional paralysis? We get mental and emotional paralysis because we feel like we have no control, so you don't do anything. You have too many options, so you don't do anything. Yesterday, I told you. So, guys, I've had this list here. I've had this to-do list for 2 days. I did it on the 29th, I think. And I didn't actually start doing anything on it until yesterday, last night. I realized, why am I paralyzed? Why am I not doing anything here? It was because I was so overwhelmed with all of these tasks, I didn't know where to start. So what I did is I broke it off into 3 different sections. The top section was do in order, get to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10. And when I get off with this phone call, or whatever you call this live stream, I'm going to get started with number 1 task. The second section I made was ongoing. And I realized those are things that I need to be doing all the time. It's not really like something to do in order. Just look at those and do it. And then the last one was in free time. I broke up some other ones that were not absolutely crucial, but I know are going to help me. And suddenly I feel so much better because now I can just look at this and go, okay, cool. Number 1, right there. I'm going to do that first task today. And if it's 2 days and I don't do anything else, that's fine. Then the next time, go to number 2 and number 3. And so I feel fantastic knowing that I have taken over my paralysis. I've taken control over it by asking me why I'm paralyzed. So, Jamie, you need to ask yourself, why are you emotionally and mentally paralyzed? Depression could be a reason why you are mentally and emotionally paralyzed. Maybe it's just lack of hope. Maybe it's lethargy. Maybe it's because of your recent medical adventure. Maybe it's, who knows? I can't tell you why you have that emotional paralysis. Maybe your why is not strong enough. Sometimes I'm able to get over paralysis by asking, well, why is it important that I get something, why is it important that I get this done? Like, why is it important that I spend this time finding this coder to help upgrade the break diving web app? Why is it important I continue to work with Ishmael, and why I continue to read this book on Flutter, which is a coding language? Because breakdiving is helping people now, not only on the YouTube channel, but also in the community. And I know that if I can keep the app running and release mobile apps, there's a very high potential, not probability, high potential that breakdiving could take off in 2025. So the why, that's what gets me to push forward out of paralysis. I want breakdiving to succeed in 2025, so I'm going to push myself out of paralysis and get things done. Jamie says, I know why, just too personal to get into on a live stream. How about on a dead stream? Isn't that funny how they call it a live stream, but they don't call a recorded version a dead stream? I think that's what I'm going to call it. So guys, please check out my live streams. Please also check out my dead streams. And please check out my spiritual streams. Well, Jamie, if you know why, then that's good. Then you need to figure that this week. Start writing down reasons. What is every single thing that you can do to help you to get over whatever that is? Because if you want to quit the game of chess and sit silently in the dark, not good. I feel like that sometimes too. I acknowledge it, and I know you do. But it's not pleasant. I know you're not enjoying that feeling of wanting to quit the game and sit silently in the dark. That's not fun at all. Okay. That all being said, I want to kind of wrap this up. My voice is getting a little tired. I also want to go for a walk. It's a nice day out. A summary. First, if you haven't, please click like. 2, please subscribe to our channel. 3, please turn on the bell. 4, we're trying to get watch time so we can get monetized. We're at 888 hours now. We need 3,000. You being here is helping. When we do our study halls, I'm going to start a study hall as soon as we get off this live stream here, just to keep that going. Would love it if you could watch, and maybe it'll inspire you to get some things done as well. Check out breakdiving.io. That's the website. That breakdiving.io, breakdiving.io. That's the web community for this YouTube channel where we got people all around the world supporting one another. Think of it as a community of winners. And as it pertains to you, take some time to, I'm sure everybody has the day off. Take some time today and put down where do you want your life to be by the end of 2025? Be very specific. Then create a plan for what you need to do to get to that place at the end of 2025. And then the third step is start implementing that plan. It's not hard. It's not easy, but it's also not hard. And I'm going to work my darndest to make 2025 the best year of my life, despite everything I've been through and despite all the heartache, all the failure, all the rejection, all the whatever. Let's try to be positive and focus on what we can control. Try to pretend, if this is the future, this is the present, pretend this doesn't exist. The past does not exist. And to be fair, it doesn't. The past only exists in our memory. Technically, it exists in our present too, because, for example, there's my guitar. My guitar is there because I put it there in the past, and somebody built that guitar in the past. Someone designed it. Someone invented the guitar in the past. So there are traces of the past here in the present. But we need to remember, you cannot change what has happened. The past has happened. It's gone. It's over. 2024 and every year prior is gone. Whatever stupid mistakes you've made, you made them. Whatever opportunities you've missed them. But guess what? The good news is the future is still malleable. You can still make decisions now that can positively impact your future. And that's what I want 2025 to be for me, and I want it to be for you too. Please, guys, don't be lazy this year. Truly embrace the breakdiving philosophy. No rules, no excuses, no regrets. Remember our breakdiving community motto: dream big, mentor often, achieve together. So don't think about 2025 as just being about you. Think about who can you mentor this year? Who can you help? How can you help someone else have an easier life? How can you help someone get closer to his or her dream? How can you help pull somebody out of some financial difficulties? How can you pull someone out of emotional difficulties, psychological difficulties, spiritual difficulties? It is not, let's see who's texting me now. Oh, it's Shannon Potts, who was a guest on my channel the other day, says, Happy New Year. So, Happy New Year to Shannon Potts, too. And Happy New Year to all of you. And it's funny, there's a reason why I called my book Successful New Year and not Happy New Year. Happy New Year lasts for about a day. You're happy on New Year's Eve most of the time. Sometimes people are lonely, this or that. For a brief 1 minute after I finished my New Year's Eve live stream last night, I felt a little lonely. I was here in my apartment by myself. I went to go say Happy New Year to my mom. She was already asleep. And, but then I realized, who cares? I went to sleep, woke up, and I did this live stream, and I'm feeling good again. But your new year is not going to be happy every single day. And so that's why I named the book Successful New Year. The truth is, if you make this year a success, you'll end up being happy. And success does not necessarily mean you're making lots of money. It could be, like for me, my successful new year will be caring for my mom as best as I can. And ideally, the best that I can turns out to be really great. Successful New Year is breakdiving is soaring. My YouTube channel is soaring. I've worked through all of these career questions. Actually, here's the good news. By the end of this year, all of those questions that I was talking about with my career are going to solve themselves. One thing is I'll know about the police thing very soon, because if I don't get selected, awesome. I tried, didn't make the cut, moving on. Makes things a lot easier. Successful New Year, write down, what does it mean to you? What will make 2025 successful for you? And then get to work. As I said, it's not going to magically happen. You really need to push yourself. You really need to work hard to make dreams come true. And Jamie, I know what you're going through, even though I don't know the details. It's hard work, whatever you're going to have to get through it. It's hard work for me to get through some of the pain from my past. But we push forward. And every day. And that's why my book, Successful New Year, it's a weekly thing. Every week I have to renew my energy. I have to renew and remind myself of my plan. Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to accomplish in 2020. Let me show you something else in the book, because you can hear dancers outside going, oh, I guess my mom's giving her a walk somewhere. But again, like here's the book, and I want to find a particular, here, in the very first chapter, week 1, is what are your life dreams? And every year I write down absolutely everything that I want to accomplish in life. And on the second chapter, I'm going here, what are my current top 10 life dreams? Guys, you really need to think about it. Don't think of 2025 in a vacuum. I keep reminding you that you could die tomorrow. You could die next year. I could die tomorrow. I could die in 40 years. Who knows? Look at all the things you want to accomplish in life and really think, okay, which are the most important for me to accomplish this year while I am here. And there's one other section that I wanted to show you in the book. And by the way, you can buy this book on Amazon. Just type Successful New Year Monroe Mann. But here, my top 10 strives for the year. This was for last year, so I'm going to be redoing this. I think Dancer came back. Hey, Dancer. Oh, hello. Yes. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dancer. Yes, you're a good doggy. Hello. Yes. Mom, are you here? Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, I think this is a good place to end the live stream with a nice little dancer dancing us with her belly into the new year. Right, Dancer? So, but I just want to write down, what are your top 10 goals for your life? Or don't even limit it to top 10 goals. Come out with all your goals for the rest of your life. And then think about all of those. What are the top 10 things that I want to accomplish in 2025? And an ambulance was just going wrong way down a one-way street. I don't like when first responders break the law needlessly. There was no reason for that. Just like there was no reason for the fire truck to, anyway, go across the train tracks the other day. Guys, Happy New Year. It's 2025. Let's stay positive. But here's the thing. Work your butt off. Please don't be lazy. Be as productive as you possibly can this year. I'm going to start the breakdiving study hall, so I hope you can be a part of that. I'll be starting in about 5 minutes. Thank you much for being a part of this, and catch you next time. Bye, guys. Whoops, wrong button.